So in general, how do we resolve behavior problems? Well, the first thing we have to remember here is that the causes is usually because of the artificial situations that we put them in, all right? Instead of being able to go ahead and urinate any place they want, like they would in the wild, right? We ask them to go to one specific place, usually in this tiny little box, next to the noisy washing machine, way down in the bottom of the basement. You know, and there's things like that. I know that's the extreme. But, you know, we don't want to, we ask them to do things like not to jump on our countertops and things like that. We ask them to change their natural nocturnal cycle to be in daytime like ours. So we have to remember, especially with cats, and their social systems are different than ours. Unlike dogs, which are very similar to humans, we've asked them to do a lot. And I'm just amazed on how many wonderful, loving relationships I've had with pets, or with cats, and I know other people have too, considering what we're asking them to do. And so what it involves is a slow reshaping of their behaviors. Okay, and we'll talk about here, in the particular case of inappropriate elimination, there's going to be a lot of environmental changes in addition to the behavior modification. Okay, and then in order to solve a problem, we've got to understand it. So we'll talk about, in my clinic, or in my practice, while the behavior history questionnaire is very important, how do we do a similar thing in a shelter environment? So we'll get into that as well. And then lastly, and again, I can't stress this enough, we have to rule out medical issues or physical issues before we can even start dealing with the behavior. And I have to say, honestly, for me as a veterinarian, when I started doing the behavior consultations, because being that's the #1 killer of dogs and cats in the United States today was one of my motivators. But as a veterinarian, I felt great because I could offer the whole picture. I could address the medical issues or physical issues, and then also the behavior issues too. So I loved it, being at the position to be able to do the whole thing. Okay,